2023 and there is no excuse for not being able to build. Today I will be testing out 5 build hacks suggested by ChatGPT. I will demonstrate them so that you can easily use them, and then I will also be rating them at the end. So
got it!
Kyle has some interesting build hacks to share. The first suggestion is a hidden underground lake. To get started, you'll want to dig out a 15 by 15 wide and 15 deep area. Don't be intimidated by the size, you can make it as big or small as you want. Once you have your hole, start breaking a few extra blocks here and there to make it look more natural. Step 2 is adding greenery where you can. It makes the whole build feel more alive, but also gives it a warm and cozy feeling. Once that's done, you'll want to light it up so that hostile mobs like creepers and skeletons won't spawn in your new lake. I'm using glow lichen, which you can harvest with shears, but torches will work just fine. Finally, Kyle gave us one key detail for this build, a secret entrance. For that, I'm just going to place a trapdoor and carpet over here. That way I can break the carpet to get in. Oh, and don't forget to add the water, it wouldn't be a lake without it. I've used different stone types inside, but you can leave yours as is or use different blocks to experiment with different looks. All in all, I think this build hack is great because of how unique it is. I'd give it a solid 7 out of 10. Next up, Kyle suggests a multi-level garden. To get started, place stairs and slabs on top of each other. Dirt will rest on top of these blocks, so keep that in mind when you're building. I'm using stone because it's easy to get, but feel free to use whichever material you like. Once you have your stairs and slabs in place, add dirt to the blocks. Remember that you still need 1 block of space for the plant itself after the dirt. Next, you will want to add water, which is crucial for crop growth. Kyle also suggests adding some cool water features and mini waterfalls for extra flair. It's not as complicated as it sounds though, just pour water down the gaps. Finally, you can plant your crops. I'm doing potatoes at the bottom, carrots in the middle, and wheat on top. To finish it off, place trapdoors on the front of the dirt to make it look more polished. In terms of functionality for a survival world, I would rate this 1 out of 10, but it looks really nice and will be something great to admire. As a build hack, I rate it a 4 out of 10. Kyle's third idea is a gravity-defying garden, which is purely for aesthetic value but has a lot of potential. Step 1 of this floating garden hack is to get your dirts or whichever blocks you would like to use in place. I'm placing them in a semicircular manner, also differing in height. Step 2 is making this hack look a bit more realistic by taking real-world physics into account. That sounded more complicated than it actually is. Kyle said to connect the dirt over here with glass panes. They aren't that visible, so it still kind of has that floating look. The third step is placing in the vines and or glowberries however you would like them. The final step for this hack is placing string underneath the vines. This will stop them from growing further and you can control exactly how long you want them to be. While the concept is cool, it could look even better with more expensive materials. However, the fact that you cannot place trapdoors on the side detracts from how refined it could look, earning it a 6 out of 10 rating. Alright, let me tell you about Kyle's penultimate build hack, the classic secret room. To get started, you'll need to make room for your room. I suggest breaking out a 7 by 7 wide and 5 high area. But you can get creative with the space and even build it from a room instead of a hallway. Step 2 is basically just turning this hole into a room. Place blocks in for the walls as well as the floor and roof. I'm going for classical dark oak planks and using stairs here on the wall as you walk in. And then I'm using smooth stone for the floor and the roof. The third step is adding value to your room. If it's secret, there must be some kind of surprise hiding inside. Personally, I'm placing my stash of diamond blocks in here with an additional set of netherite armor and my barrel full of totems of undying. The final step is placing a door at the entrance but from the inside. Then you can place a painting over the door area. This will block anybody from being able to see the door or inside but can allow you to walk through it. This build hack gets an 8 out of 10 rating for me as the hidden aspect adds a special touch. Now onto Kyle's final build hack, which is perfect for summer days. He suggests building an underwater tunnel that connects your house to the ocean. To get started, we'll need to begin the tunnel on land, starting from our house. Next, it's time to place the glass underneath the water. If you're in creative, this is easy, but if not, you'll need a water breathing potion or a respiration enchantment on your helmet or even a conduit. The goal here is to get creative and build the tunnel to your liking. I'm making mine with a loop at the end for added fun. The third step is draining the tunnel, and I'm using sponges to do this. You can find sponges inside ocean monuments, or you can place and break blocks to destroy the water source blocks. However, I highly recommend getting sponges as they make the process much easier and quicker. The final step is decorating the tunnel. I want it to have a very natural feel inside, so I'm going to use grass blocks for the floor, add in some flowers, and maybe even use a few stone blocks for variation. I might even place a few light blocks under mossy carpets to hide them. This build hack is straight up worth 10 out of 10 for me. The idea of being underwater yet warm and cozy at the same time is absolutely amazing. But just hold up one second, let me share a quick conversation I had with Kyle earlier.